Good evening, one and all, and welcome. The Mustangs start off our Wednesday evening doubleheader up against the Calhoun Warhawks. It's going to be a great matchup between these two teams. I believe two of the only 4-0 teams in the NJCAAE Tier 2 division. All 5 of our Mustangs are prepped and ready to get everything started here tonight. Welcome one and welcome all to what should be an incredible night of Overwatch 2. My name is JD or Corrupted. Happy to have each and every single one of you here and excited for what should be a great match, highlighting a great week of Mustangs esports. Things all got started on Monday with a couple of matches out of the League of Legends team. They were able to win 2-0 in their first game of the day. That was at 2 p.m. That should be found on our Mustangs Esports YouTube channel, as well as our second game that took place at 8 p.m. Unfortunately, we lost out to the Wake Tech Falcons, or the Wake Tech Eagles. I apologize there, but things are looking good. Mustangs Overwatch 2 comes into this game 4-0 up against the 4-0 Calhoun Warhawks. Once again, it's just going to be an incredible game of Overwatch as these two teams go at it all night long. We've got everyone in the lobby now. We're getting ready to go. Our first map of the night will be Nepal. But before we get to any of that live action, let's take a look at our starting roster. Things get started off with our tank, who's not actually playing here in Game 1. Retro, still very much our captain, though. He's been able to lead this team to a 4-0 season so far, and a great captain to boot. He's played so well and with such diligence here. But for tonight, we've got Bada in the first game. Unfortunately, he will not be a part of our starting roster graphics, so I'll mention him here. In our DPS position, we've got Zyphon, top 500 in the game, and an absolutely incredible player. He's super excited for a great game here tonight and to hit more shots, just like the one that you're seeing on your screen right now. Also, in the DPS position, we've got Tar here tonight. Those will be your two locked-in DPSs for the night. Tar has spent a lot of time getting incredibly good at this game. Took a semester off in the spring, back for the fall semester, and he's just wreaked havoc on every team that he's been against this season. Just like that with some of those 5Ks, and an excellent game out of him is expected tonight. Sundown, unable to be with us here tonight. He's at a concert. Wishing him all the best. I know that he's probably watching on his phone somewhere, so we'll watch his clips, see how good he is, but unfortunately, he will not be playing in tonight's match, as he is out. Ryan on support for the Mustangs. His second semester as a varsity athlete for our esports teams, and he's just grown so very much. An incredibly effective player, especially on that support line, and especially when he is right beside another top 500 player in Andrew, who has just looked so good this entire season, his first season as a Mustang. And even in that rookie role, he has made a huge impact on those around him. He's been a great player to be around, not just for his playing ability on the field, but his fun-loving off the field. That came out completely wrong, but he's a great guy, and we're excited to have him on the team. He's an incredibly fun personality to be around. So things are looking good for the Mustangs. Your starting roster tonight starts off with Bada, Zyphon, Tar, Ryan, and Effect. And these guys are definitely ready to go. These guys are definitely in a good position as we look to start tonight's match. Like I said before, all things start on Nepal. Our first map, that is a control point map. I'll go over what that is once we get into the game. After that game, we'll move to Hybrid, then from there to Escort, and if and when we are able to do it, we will do a push map and then a flashpoint map. This is the best 3 out of 5 series. Mustangs looking to close things out here in 3 easy games. Make it a quick night for us to be able to make it over to our next game, which is Valorant, here tonight at 7 p.m. These games are oh so very close together, and I absolutely love it, as you guys can tell by the tone of my voice. But things are looking good for this team as we look to get this game started on time and on schedule. 6:03 local time now, and we just get this game underway. As we enter into our first map of the evening, we'll move our way onto Nepal. Now, like I said before, I was going to go over exactly what this map is, and this is a control point game mode. So the way that this game mode will work is you'll see a control point light up here in about 15 seconds. I'll show you guys that once it lights up. The goal of the game, take the checkpoint. So both teams will have a shot at it. Both teams will be attacking the checkpoint at the same time. The goal of the game, get up to 100%. That will get you one map victory. As we look to have entered our first pause of the evening, I can continue to go over exactly what this game mode is all about. Both teams fighting for control of a checkpoint. Mustangs with a tech issue right now. Hopefully, Effect will be able to rejoin the match. But again, both teams will fight for control. We'll go back and forth map after map. There are 3 maps in this game mode. Whoever wins the first 2 will win the evening. It's best 2 out of 3 for game 1. I know that's a little confusing. I know that might be a little frustrating to understand. I swear it will all make sense once everything gets started here tonight. Mustangs again in an incredible position. Looking to get a great game. Bada on that newly buffed Junker Queen. Zyphon on Ash. Tar on Genji. Ryan running that Juno, and I assume we'll probably end up seeing a Brig out of Effect. Meanwhile, on the Warhawk side of the field, we've got an Orisa, a Hanzo, a Cassidy, and a Juno. Yet to see that final support pick out of both teams, so we'll see exactly what they can do. And again, like I said before, this control point is the gray area that you guys can see on this map. Both Mustangs are ready to go. We got a Lucio on the Warhawk side, and just like I predicted, we've got a Brig for Effect. Mustangs ready to go. Warhawks ready to go. Let's get this game started, people. Here we go. Mustangs looking to take down this point, put themselves in a great position for map 2. Here we go. Immediately brought in Tar on that Genji. Seen a lot of good Genji gameplay over the years, so excited to see what we'll see tonight out of Tar. Zyphon back on the Ash, looking for any type of damage that he can get. He'll get a big use of his dynamite there. No team vying for control, but Bada opens things up with a pick on the Cassidy. They're in the team. Zyphon gets one. Bada gets another. Effect gets a third. Just like that, Mustangs take commanding control of the point, and it's a team kill. Mustangs once again using all of that pressure that we know them so well for to start this season off 4-0, and immediately they go in on the Orisa. Orisa recently got debuffs in this game, especially to her fortified we see her in right now. Meanwhile, Tar standing at the front of his team, running as fast as he can around. Mustangs fighting on 2 fronts right now as they fight off the Warhawks. Up towards 30%. Tar able to get a pick on the backline. Meanwhile, see Ryan on the backline on the offensive just a little bit there. Still looks to get the rest of his team up. 40% now for the Mustangs. Solid touch there from the Lucio, but only Ryan makes his way over the point. Unfortunately, Tar first to fall from the Mustangs in this game. Zyphon moves things forward as Ryan unfortunately falls as well. Ash v Ash. Now most of the Mustangs fall. It is a team kill against them. But at 58%, the Mustangs with a pretty big advantage to start. They've got almost 4 ultimates available to them. Meanwhile, only 2 available to the Warhawks. Making an early fight here are the Warhawks. Bada moving things in. We've got Bob moving in from the enemy team. Bada with decent enough hit there. Unfortunately, Effect taken out by the Ash. Bada able to take out Bob. Tar able to take down the Lucio. Things are looking quite even now for these 2 teams. 2 members of each team taking out, but not much Mustangs can do. But Bada looking for any type of room. He'll move things forward. Him and Tar both moving things around. Tar's able to take out the Ash. It's a 3v1 on this tank. Meanwhile, the Juno supports from the rear. Tar able to get in on the Juno. Will he be able to take them out? High Noon comes out, puts it into him, but Juno will fall. Bada able to take down the Orisa. Bada able to take down the Cassidy, and Ryan right in between, able to take out the Lucio. Mustangs retake point at 58% for the Warhawks. Both these teams are able to hold. They are both 4-0 and showing it here in the initial team fight. Meanwhile, the Orisa already looking low. Siphon's got his ultimate available to him. Tar's using his. He'll be able to take out one. He's looking for two. He'll find a second. The Mustangs move things forward. It's a 4K for all of them. They've still got Zyphon's ultimate available. We see a switch onto Reaper and a switch onto the Moira. Ultimates are coming out. Bob is out from Zyphon. Meanwhile, the Moira pushes a little too far forward. Tar takes advantage. We see the Reinhardt move in, and the Mustangs take round one away from the Warhawks. They're able to stall for just amount of time there. And up 1-0 already on the Warhawks. But again, these two teams really went at it. Mustangs took a team kill. The Warhawks able to take one. But then the Mustangs fully took the momentum into their own hands. Now here on map 2, these Mustangs look to put game 1 away here. Warhawks look to show why they're a 4-0 team like they already were able to do tonight. And once again, Mustangs in a great position. They will not change anything about their lineup. Running that Junker Queen, Ashe, Genji, Juno, and Brig. Meanwhile, we see a Junker Queen come out on the opposing side. Tar makes his way back over to Genji. Junker Queen beat Junker Queen. Great use of the dynamite, even if he wasn't to get a hit there. Bada leads his team in, and he'll immediately take a 1-0 lead in that Junker Queen beat Junker Queen. He's looking for so much more. Mustangs get barely close to the spawn doors there, and they'll be able to almost grab a team kill. The objective is unlocked. Mustangs will make their way over. So we see Effect and Ryan get on point. And Effect might be under the weather, but he is not showing that here tonight. He's played absolutely magnificently here so far in game 1. Mustangs trying to take any advantage they can. They catch the Junker Queen out just a little bit. She's going to have to get some heals from the rest of her team. That Ashe v Ashe fight isn't going to go the way you want it with the top 500 on the Mustangs' end. Meanwhile, Tar able to grab a nice little pick. He'll move his way behind the Warhawks who try to get their way on the point. He'll be able to take the point away from the Mustangs. But they're already Warhawks able to put themselves up 2 on the Mustangs. Tar trying to take as much as humanly possible. They're on the edge. They'll be able to take her out. That Junker Queen looking a little lone on point without any type of support. But Juno comes in just in time to take out Bada and Effect. Mustangs will clear out on point. For the first time tonight, we are going to see a lead change, as it looks to me like the Warhawks will take the lead, now up towards 30%. And this is just how close these two teams are, and will be all night long. Bada immediately moving forward onto the Reaper. They'll look to escape there. Juno ultimate come out from the Warhawk. What a great ultimate from Bada. Zyphon grabs 2. Effect grabs another. Zyphon able to grab the 4th, and it's a team kill for the Mustangs. And again, the Mustangs showing just how good it is to have a few top 500 members on your team. 3 to be exact. Bada, Zyphon, and Effect. All 3 positions got top 500 talent. Tar and Ryan not far behind. Retro, not to be forgotten either, captaining this team. Able to grab out of position. Mustangs challenge the point. Double kill from Zyphon on Bob. Zyphon with a triple kill on Bob. The Juno will fall off the map. That's a way to reset. Mustangs up towards 61% now, 58% for the Warhawks. So these two teams oh so very close. as the Warhawks try their next attack. They've almost got 3 ultimates, almost 4 ultimates available to them. Mustangs only have the Juno. Got a Genji pick there, and he's got his ultimate. But Tar able to take it out before he's able to utilize. Bada is making his presence known as long as he can. Tar able to get yet another pick. He leads this team 91% here, as Tar is the only one taken out by the Reaper ultimate, 95% from the Mustangs. That point is contested. We will head to overtime. Mustangs are looking to get out there. Bada fights his way on the point, and he'll move his way around, almost one-man soloing that team. Zyphic makes a quick switch, but he'll move off just as quickly. 61% now for this Warhawks team. Mustangs are going to look to take this and take away a Game 1 victory from the Warhawks. They're going to look to take it to a map 3 here, up towards 75%. Mustangs at 99%. It's going to be difficult for them. They're going to have to play through to get the point, and then they're going to have to play through the overtime, and the Ana gets killed by a Reaper. We got magic Juno ultimates, but it won't save the Juno on the Warhawks. Ryan able to take out the Genji, and that's 4, that's 5. The Mustangs with another team kill, and overtime will come and go. The Mustangs take a Game 1 victory over the Warhawks. And I would not call that dominant fashion, but it is getting the job done from the Mustangs. Enemy Ash with the play of the game. We'll take a look at this one. Able to take that off angle, taking out Tar first, moving down onto Ryan. Unfortunately, the rest of the Mustangs will fall from there. Double kill on the Orisa. Mustangs will take a 1-0 lead, though, over the Warhawks in what I thought was the best first game of the season out of the Mustangs. Very much a lot of back and forth. It's going to be a great night of Overwatch 2. These two teams went back and forth, team kill for team kill. And like I said, Warhawks able to get it up past 80% there on the second map. They're learning from the Mustangs just as the Mustangs are learning from them. It's a great challenge for both of these teams that come into this game 4-0. We're waiting for the next one, and the Mustangs will go out and ban Blizzard World. We'll see exactly what we could do here. Doesn't look like any swaps being made as of yet for this Mustangs roster. We've always got Retro in the wings, ready to swap in on tank. Babada looked great on that rebuffed Junker Queen, but we saw just as much the Warhawks able to adapt, moving off of that Orisa onto the Junker Queen. And while she wasn't as available as the Orisa was, between the two, she was still able to make room for her team, get a couple of team kills, bring them up towards 80%, 58% on map 1, almost 80% on map 2. We move now to our hybrid map of the night. Like I just said, Mustangs bans Blizzard World. As we wait now for this Warhawks team to realign here. Not quite sure who the Warhawks have been up against this season, but it's probably been a similar pool to the Mustangs. So obviously great competition in here tonight as these two teams just continuously go at it. It will not be easy for either of these teams to get the win, and the Mustangs find themselves with a leg up immediately, up 1-0 in this best 3 out of 5 series. As we move on to our hybrid map of the night, I think the one thing to really sticks out to me with the Mustangs is that extension from Bada. The tank position has such confidence on the Mustangs roster as we see a shift as we move our way over to one of my favorite maps, Hollywood. It will be our map for tonight for our hybrid game mode. Retro will move into the tank position. Bada will swap out, and we will move our way onto game 2. Like I said, Hollywood is a hybrid game mode map. Got about 23 seconds until that gray box will show up, but I will still show you guys the map. That beautiful limo is our payload, but you have to unlock it first. A gray rectangle will appear. The attacking team, which in this case is the Warhawks, will try to take that gray square If and when they're able to grab it, they will get an additional 2.5 minutes added onto the clock. They have 4 minutes to start off. We'll see that gray square line up right there. So, like I said, let me start from the beginning here. The Warhawks are on the offensive end first. They've got 4 minutes to take this gray control point away from the defending Mustangs. If and when they are able to take that point, they will get 2.5 minutes of extra time and the ability to move the limo. The limo will go through these double doors, which I'll have to go all the way around. We'll go through the double doors, down this Wild Wild West set, makes a left over to these doors. If and when the Warhawks are able to push it to this golden square, they'll get 1.5 minutes of extra time and the ability to push to a third checkpoint.
5.
See if I can get to the third checkpoint in time. They'll get 1.5 minutes to bring it over to the VIP square. Mustangs are on defense first. They'll be on offense second. Both teams get a chance to attack and defend. And the Mustangs are on the defensive end here first.
What's up?
And immediately the Mustangs running a Ramatra combo, rebuff for him. But unfortunately, Tar first of all in this game.
I will speak to you in the language you understand.
Diva up against the Ramatra. As unfortunately Zyphon falls, both DPSs have fallen in this first fight. Retro looks low, he will fall as well. Meanwhile, Ryan and Effect will look to get out of the action. And unfortunately, the Mustangs will hand the point off to the Warhawks. And that 3 minutes and 15 seconds turns into almost 6 minutes here. Retro with the immediate switch over to Diva. The monster doesn't do much against Diva's D-Matrix. We got another Ash v Ash fight. Double sniper for the Mustangs as we run the Ana and the Ash. Meanwhile, we see that Reaper try to get in. Not able to do much there. These two teams going back and forth. Mustangs need to limit damage, and unfortunately, that's not what Zyphon needs here in Game 2. Tar makes his way around. That Ash solo on Tar. Retro moves in. He'll be able to take out the Ash. He'll put his sights onto the Juno. Dive directly out. Reaper will come and go. See the first ultimate come out. Retro making good use of it. He'll go completely in on this Warhawks roster. He'll grab 2 picks using that Ana ultimate. First time I've ever seen a hay bale stop an entire nuke. But Retro will activate his ultimate. And Retro gets a great kill with the rematch. 4 minutes and 14 seconds. Mustangs unfortunately let that point go in record time. Hollywood not a map they typically play, so the defense on this map is a little lacking, but they've been able to pick up for it going in on this second point. Both of these Divas going in on one another, and it's not enough to get that satellite vector out. Grab the D-Max. Diva looking a little low for the Mustangs here. Will he be able to take out the Diva? Zyphon now on Widow. We saw that initial one. Widow with the double. And despite the Ash ultimate coming out, it's a little too late. Mustangs have 2 ultimates available to them. Meanwhile, Warhawks only with 1. They used a lot of utility to try to get back at the Mustangs, and it did not pay off the way that they wanted it to. Zyphon, Tar, both with their ultimates. We'll see Zyphon activate his wall hacks. It's completely legal in-game wall hacks. I feel like I have to say that. So try his best here. All 5 the Mustangs have it, and he'll be able to take down the Juno. That Diva gets caught there. Retro able to take out the Diva. Tar using his ultimate. They'll take out 2. Retro with 1. Mustangs hold them off. 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Mustangs without their footing on that first point, but we're able to grab it back so nicely there. And again, it's the adaptation between these two teams to be constantly working to better each other. We see the Soldier come out. We see the Genji come out now. Switching out for that Ashe. Soldier's been there for a minute. The nano boots go right back on to Retro. He'll make his way around toward the Soldier. He'll be able to take him out. Meanwhile, Zyphin able to get a nice another pick. Tar able to grab one as well. Retro able to get one with his ultimate. Still one ultimate available to the Mustangs. Zyphin about to make it 2. Meanwhile, only one ultimate, that D.Va ultimate, available to the Warhawks. Great way to make some space in order to get back onto that point. Minute and 43 seconds left to push it to that second point and grab a minute and a half of extra time. We'll go over exactly what this means if and when the Warhawks are not able to push it forward to that point. And we see immediately here Zyphin activates his ultimate. What is he able to do? Ultimate comes out from the enemy. Teams going back and forth with their ultimates. Effect, the only one with his ultimate right now, as they look for any opening. And Zyphin able to grab the Lucio on the way around rally. Comes out from Effect. He'll use it to take down one. We're in the final minute of his game. Meanwhile, D.Va gets demeched there. Going to be the only one left to try to push that card forward as far as possible. The Mustangs stalling out for as long as possible. An excellent strategy that we see out of them. The D.Va's oh so low. Mustangs looking for the stall. They'll get the stall. And they'll be able to stall out the Genji to boot. 30 seconds now on the clock. And if you're wondering why do they keep that baby D.Va alive for so long, it's all in the strategy. It takes 7 seconds to respawn, and that's 7 seconds the Mustangs have now taken off the clock. 13 seconds left. Mustangs looking to make a big hold here after a bad first point. One ultimate comes out. Ryan with his ultimate available to him. 2 members of the Warhawks pushing that card forward. Mustangs looking for any type of hold. Zyphin able to grab one. Retro looking for another. And it looks like Retro is probably going to change his ultimate on card. Tar able to get a nice little double kill there. And he'll look for his third. Retro able to grab it. And overtime will come and go. Mustangs with an excellent hold on second point. They give themselves an opportunity to win the game here and now and build a 2-0 lead over the Warhawks. And like I said, a win condition is now active for the Mustangs. 1 point, 107.16 meters to go. It's all the Mustangs need in order to get the win here. We see exactly where the limo is. Nothing beyond where the limo is matters. All the Mustangs need to do is bring it to this spot, and they will put themselves up 2-0 over the Warhawks. But as we've seen so far tonight, that is so much easier said than done. These two teams have truly gone back and forth, team fight for team fight. Will the Mustangs be able to take that first point as fast as the Warhawks did? And if they're not able to, what will they do to compensate on the second point? Only time will tell. We see a Zarya comp out of the Warhawks, running Zarya, Soldier, Tracer, Judo, and an unknown second support. Meanwhile, Mustangs sticking with what works. Retro on the D.Va, Zyphin on the Widow, Tar on the Genji, Ryan on the Ana, and Effect on that Brig that they love oh so very much. And here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Mustangs looking to make a statement, but so are the Warhawks. Here we go.
Let's wipe them out.
Retro makes his way back to spot. He knows that Zarya doesn't play well into him. He'll move over to the Winston. Not seen a lot of Winston out of Retro this semester. We'll see exactly what he can do. And immediately he'll move in on the Judo. And he'll get a nice lucky bubble, but it won't be too much. Cesaria, the only one left in the Mustangs, taking that point. As fast as humanly possible. Soldier makes his way back after Siphon's able to take him out. They're able to take out the Tracer as well. Mustangs in a good position to take this point with a lot of time left on the clock. Juno not able to make their way back into the action. Retro takes them down. Soldier as well. That Winston in the 1v2 with the DPS and the tank. He's looking a little low, but he'll be able to get out of there. Siphon falls to the Soldier Tar with some quick revenge. Tracer with the pulse bomb able to take out effect. Retro again with some quick retribution here. Will anyone be able to touch point? No, they will not. Mustangs, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It's an extra 45 seconds for them to take the point, but they've got 5 minutes to push this one forward. Almost 3 ultimates available to the Mustangs. Meanwhile, only 64% the highest one. 75 for the Soldier. Effect. Trying to run all he can as Retro. First to fall for the Mustangs. They'll take defensive positioning. Tar, Siphon not looking to be caught out after using his ultimate. He moves his way back. Retro makes his way back in, running to Winston. 4 minutes and 15 seconds now on the clock. Sundown in chat right now. Great to have you with us. Hopefully you're enjoying the concert. Retro moving in and using the ultimate there. He'll turn around on the enemy. Siphon grabs one effect, grabs another. Effect looking for the brig on brig action, able to take him down, and a shield bash gets him another. A team kill for the Mustangs. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. There's gonna be at least 1 or 2 more team fights here. The Mustangs reinvigorate. Retro's got his ultimate. Tar still has his. 2 very powerful ultimates indeed to create some space and to create some panic for the Warhawks. That golden rectangle is in sight. The Mustangs look to extend their lead. Tar playing with the rest of his team in this dive competition. Guys go back and forth. 3 minutes left on the clock. Only about 20 more meters. We see the ultimate out of Retro and the ultimate out of Tar. Tar takes down 1. Even a rally won't save that many. Mustangs able to grab 3. They're looking for 4 and they're looking for 5. 4 is in the sights of effect. He'll get slept, but Siphon's able to take him down. Unfortunately, Siphon will fall, but the Mustangs now look so close. That ball move its way back on. 2 minutes and 30 seconds and a stagger for the Mustangs. Moving pivotal. Tar able to take out 1. Ultimate comes out from the enemy onto the Soldier, but he's not able to do that much. He'll move around. The Mustangs, 0.83 money. And they're able to take them down. 0.83 goes to 0. The Mustangs take a 2-0 lead over the Warhawks. And again, the back and forth goes the way of the Mustangs. Play of the game, rightfully so, goes to effect. Really protecting the rest of their team in the ultimate there. He moves things forward with not 1, not 2, but 3 kills on that shield bash. And the Mustangs take a 2-0 lead over the Warhawks. And again, there's not much of a difference between these two teams. When it comes down to it, the Mustangs are just able to make their way out of team fights. Look at Retro. Look at Effect. Able to defend their team so well on that Winston and on that Brig. On the offensive end, it proved really well. But again, the Mustangs are no strangers to losing in this season. They haven't dropped a map in the NJCAAE, but they practice a lot offline and how to adapt, how to survive against teams that play into them really well, like the Warhawks did on that first point. And the Mustangs able to adapt. There were 6 minutes on the clock when they grabbed first point and got that extra time. And the Mustangs, they took a chill pill. They said, you know what? We gave you first point really, really quickly, almost 15 seconds quickly. But you know what? That ends here. That ends now. Let's get it. A hold for almost 6 minutes long that gets them the ability to say that they are now up 2-0 over the Warhawks, looking for a clean sweep here tonight. As we look to our next map, it will be an escort map. But let's take a look at what we have so far. And again, Mustangs dominant on Nepal, but that doesn't tell the entire story. If you guys are just joining us, Mustangs up 2-0 over the Calhoun Warhawks. But again, what you're looking at right here with these final scores doesn't tell the entire story. Nepal, very close. Map 1, 58% to 100%. Map 2, almost 80%. To 100%. So the Warhawks winning team fights. As we get ready to go here for game 3, we will make our way over to Rialto for what should be another close match. And again, this is our escort map for the evening. I'll go over exactly what that is in just 1 minute. And again, welcome to Rialto. An escort map with 3 checkpoints to boot. The attacking team, which in this case is the Warhawks, will get their opportunity first to push this payload forward through the streets of Rialto, up these initial streets here to this initial checkpoint. They've got 4 minutes to do so. Don't mind the Mustangs running through the shot here. If and when they're able to bring it to this first checkpoint, they'll get 2.5 minutes of extra time and the ability to push forward to the second checkpoint. Again, moving through the streets of Rialto up to this golden rectangle. If and when they're able to push it forward to this checkpoint, they will get 1.5 minutes of extra time and the ability to move it into the Cathedral. If and when they're able to bring it into Cathedral, they will grab 3 points. Mustangs will then get their chance to attack, and we'll see what they're able to do. Retro running that Winston comp, but we see a Diva on the side of the Warhawks.
Stop the payload.
Tar still in that Genji. Zypin still rocking the Widow. Retro and Effect both able to grab one off the bat. A second to Retro as he'll take down the Juno. And that, unfortunately, that Diva not able to make it out of dodge quickly. Neither will be Tracer. He gets taken out by Zypin. Zypin able to take out the Venture. A little bit of a different order out of the Warhawks here in game 3. Unfortunately, Effect first to fall from the Mustangs. We see a Roadhog come out. That's having to make his way around 5 health for him. On the Venture, the 1v1, unfortunately he will fall. Zypin will fall as well. Mustangs to limit the damage here. You see a complete hit of the Mustangs team. Ryan makes his way forward. He's able to save in this game. Unfortunately not able to save himself, and in the process, Winston will fall. Effect makes his way back to spawn. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. Tar looking for a hold here. 0.79 meters for him. Retro now on to Ramatra. He'll make his way through. 0.23 meters. Unfortunately, Tar will fall. Siphon will fall as well. Now on this return. Retro able to grab one as Ryan's ultimate comes down. Again, 0.23 meters away. A quick hold for the Mustangs. The Mustangs look a little low from that ultimate from the defense. They're not able to do much though. As again, the Mustangs are still holding at 0.23 meters. Ultimates all around. Retro grabs another mix, this time on the tank. See the Tracer try to make her way around. As Ryan keeps his team alive. 1 minute and 25 seconds now on the clock. The Mustangs with an excellent defense. I wasn't sure if they were going to keep it on this first point. Tar with his ultimate available to him. Siphon close to his. Effects got his. Retro will have his for the next team fight. These guys are looking so good. And this is exactly what you want to see out of an undefeated team in the NJCAAE.
60 seconds.
Railgun charge.
60 seconds left on the clock. A fully charged ultimate for Siphon.
Thanks.
The top 500 DPS is looking for a chance to show his skills here in Game 3.
Blocking satellite vector!
One ultimate comes out from ultimate comes out from the Warhawk, but only one. 1.9 meters. Siphon looks a little low. Retro looks a little low. But Siphon uses his ultimate. 30 seconds remaining. Siphon able to grab two. With 30 seconds on the clock, all they need is installs and a little bit of a stagger. They've got both. 1.92 and 13 seconds to go. A win is not in hand yet for the Mustangs. That Tracer trying so hard to stay out of sight, but not able to do so. Overtime is ensured for the Warhawks. Ultimate comes up with the enemy Ana, but so does the enemy Juno. Siphon gets taken out, but he'll take one with him. Tori able to grab one, and we've just got two members of this Warhawks team. One member of the Warhawks team. That's none, and the Mustangs hold to 0.23 meters. I don't think you understand how close this game is so far. And the back and forth between these two teams goes on as the Mustangs able to hold them to 96.85 meters. That is so tantalizingly close to that first point. And all it took was Retro. And we'll see a golden rectangle show up here. And that's not only for the win of this game, but the win of the match and the ability for the Mustangs to say that we are 5-0 this season. We'll see exactly what the Mustangs are wanting to do on the offensive end. The golden rectangle will create itself.
Ready for battle.
There it is. So close, 0.23 meters. Mustangs running Ramatra, Junkrat, Symmetra, Juno, and Lifeweaver. Mustangs prepare to attack one of their toughest opponents of the season, as these guys have just gone back and forth. It has challenged the Mustangs in ways that they haven't been challenged this season. But tonight is still their night, and they're going to look to prove it right here, right now, up against them. Retro moves on to Reinhardt. And Effect gets taken off the map first. A good venture move from him. Meanwhile, we got some Junkrat fans out of Siphon. Definitely gonna have some fun here. Siphon into the back line here. Meanwhile, we see Siphon able to grab one. Tar grabs another, and just like that, the Mustangs are up. 2 picks, 3 picks to 1 pick. Siphon looking so low, but not able to do too much. Effect right at his side, healing him up. Jumping around that Tracer. Retro and Siphon. For Effect, and Effect in retro, I apologize there. As Zyphin's able to grab the pick on the venture. Tar with that symmetric looking really good. And the Mustangs are so close here. It's All Might. And All Might, in his infinite wisdom, can't get it. Zyphin grabs an ultimate. Nobody's able to touch. And the Mustangs are 5-0 in the NJCAAE. These two teams went at it all night, but the Mustangs come out on top. And again, all it comes out to is a couple of good plays, and none was better tonight than Ryan. Great use of ultimates there, great use to dodge. The Venture ultimate, the pick and roll, gives the Mustangs a 3-0 victory over the Calhoun Warhawks. And a great game out of the Mustangs indeed. Adapt, adapt, adapt is all they did all night long. They moved their comps so beautifully, and it gives them a great win. Our stream does not end there, though. We're going to move things over to a quick break and be right back with our interview for the night. Keep yourselves right there. We'll be right back. All right, and welcome back, Mustangs, with a 3-0 win over the Warhawks. I am joined by support Ryan. How does it feel to be 5-0 after a great game?
Absolutely fantastic.
Well, you're definitely a little bit more quiet than I would
Want me to
want
move
you
a
to
little
be.
bit closer for
No,
you?
no. I just upped your gain on OBS. So
Oh, okay.
things are looking good. Obviously, a really, really great game. Talk me through a little bit of the strategy on Nepal. You guys went really back and forth there. Obviously, they were bringing up to the high percents. In game 1, went to 58%. Game 2 went to 80, 83%. So how do you guys adapt when they're getting these team kills on you guys?
Honestly, I'm going to say it straight out. We did not have any coordination on that first map. Like, we were making, like, individual plays the whole time. Like, we would have played really well in ranked that game. Like, we would have done great in that sense. But honestly, we didn't have any good target priority. There was a couple times that, like, I think it was, I don't remember if it was first round or second round, but Bada just 1v5 popped off.
I saw that.
We had a lot of that going on. Oh, it was second round. First round, honestly, I was just like, I think we just didn't play our positioning right. We kind of just took too much damage, and we were not always on the same target, not allowing us to get that early damage and making them not just walk on us, which is making it a little bit harder for us just to hold our ground the whole time.
So talk me through that from your perspective. Your support, you're sitting on the back line, you're playing Juno wonderfully, but how do you play when you recognize, oh, we're playing a little bit disorganized? How do you adjust your game sense and your game play in order to best boost your team to what was ultimately a great victory?
I think you have to think of it as of like kind of like a line that always where your tank is, you should be in line with them. Even if like you have DPS like way off on the side and they have an off angle, your goal is to always be able to see them as well. That's where part of that communication will come into play, so you can see them and see your tank. But a really good example of this is when we were on that first point on Nepal, and like that choke when you walk through that doorway and we just can't see you anymore. That's one of those good examples that I have to be ready to like arch the flow and come forward on that right angle and use my speed ring and use my missiles and like keep up with that to make sure they stay up, to make sure I stay up, to make sure everyone can stay alive in the fight for the whole time.
Yeah, and it was really excellent use of utility out of you all night long. We'll get into game 3 where I really want to talk about your utility, but we got to get through game 2 first. You guys were on defense the first time around. I think it was 15 seconds. It took him to take that first point.
Yeah, it was rough.
So talk me through how you guys readjusted for what was ultimately an incredible 6-minute hold.
I didn't even notice it was 6 minutes. Oh.
It was 6. I was like at the edge of my seat that entire 6 minutes. I'm just like, how are you guys going to do this? And you guys came out with it. So talk me through. I mean, obviously the first step, it seems to you at least, is don't look at the time. Just go.
You just need to play it out. Every single fight matters in a one fight basis in that point. Like if you have a 6-minute hold you have to do, you have to realize that it's going to come down. Every single fight's going to matter. Because they were gaining a little distance every fight because they always put someone on the cart. But that was at the end of their downfall. Because they like say, like Ashe or Soldier or Genji, they would touch the point first. And then all of us would turn to them. I'd throw my nade. We have 5 people shooting at this person, and then they're one shot. They're off the payload. They try to engage us on our high ground. Me and Andrew are just in the back line untouched.
You guys were shutting them down. It was
Andrew
a really fun thing to see.
did not die until like the last 2 minutes of the game. He just lived.
Seriously. You know, that survivability out of the both of you really played a pivotal part, not only in game 2, but in game 3. And again, we'll get into game 3 in a minute. But again, you know, you guys switch it up, go on to offense there, and you guys just kind of move. It's like a little bit of a flow there. You know, was there ever any kind of like doubt in the back of your mind of like what happens if they stop us? Or was it just like, all right, we're just going to keep on pushing until we get resistance?
You just keep going. You got to keep going at 100% until that 100% doesn't do anything.
Yeah. And okay, now we get to what I've been kind of pushing off for a minute now, but I think we got some good context to this right before we started talking as I was getting everything set up for you. Talk me through the hold. 0.23 meters.
Oh.
I know what you told me, so I want you to tell stream what you told me because I think it's really funny.
Dude, there's so much going on with that third map and that first point. The fact that there was so much going on that third point, and I just don't know how to tell you it in words in like a reasonable sense of what was going on. Because my brain, honestly, I feel like half the time when I tried to say words, they weren't coming out of my mouth because how focused I was on okay, I got to keep giving Sal speed rings. He's got to be in and out of that fight. I got to make sure I'm using these missiles, and I couldn't use them for damage at all because everyone was low. Gerald went up and peaked high ground, and he went 20 HP. He comes around the corner. I'm like, okay, I got to kill Gerald. And then I look over to Andrew on the other side. He's crit. And then Sal's walking around the corner. I'm like, you can't go over there right now. And all of these things are happening at the same time, and my brain is just trying to keep up with it. So I'm just going like,
I mean, it's funny because at one point I thought you were the calmest one, and I moved over to you because you're sitting on the back line. You get to see so much. You know, Sal's in there on Ramatra, staying alive through your own miracles. I mean, I like the amount of healing that you guys pumped in between you and Effect, but obviously Effect only gets 3 health packs, and then it's just all Juno pumping in. Now, you know, it was a great use of your ultimate there. During that first kind of fight when it was at its closest at 0.23 meters, was that just kind of like a screw it, if we win this fight, we win this fight type ultimate? Or were you like, we're going to win this because I'm using it?
I would say it's in between. I had the confidence that we were going to win it because that choke, any kind of arch in the game, when you're on the backside of the arch and you just get to stand on the payload with good cover, it's a very big advantage.
Yeah.
But when you have something like a Juno ult on that, you're not falling over. You got a good sense of healing, good sense of damage. You have so much utility there and so much cover that's like losing that fight with ults with your advantage is so hard to do unless you just horribly misplay.
Yeah, and obviously getting more into it, I believe it was during that ultimate where you secured your play of the game.
Yes.
Obviously great use of utility there. After plays like that, you don't typically see the support coming out, being able to do these massive plays. So, obviously you get to the end of the game, a great win for you guys after, it was great. I was on effect when he got pushed off the map.
You were on it.
I was on him.
We were all on the wall. Andrew, as soon as the match was over, he was like, okay, everyone open the Twitch stream. We're going to watch and see if I got knocked off the map. And you pulled me right before it came through on stream. So I didn't know if it came through or not.
So obviously I was able to catch that really, really funny moment, but you guys win. What does it mean to you to get play of the game?
Oh, it just means that I was playing way better than I normally would. Normally, when you're on support, I don't expect it because especially not even just in the sense of playing it competitively, that I was playing it as a scrim. In that scenario, I never expect play of the game. But even just in ranked, I feel like I do so much healing compared to my damage that most of the time, unless it's I'm ulting and I hit crazy torpedoes and my tracking's perfect, I'm never getting played the game on Juno. So it just doesn't feel like I should have hit that.
But you did. I mean, obviously, you kind of just flicked over with your magic missiles, as I call them, and just took out the ulting Venture, which I thought was the funny. I was so worried about that Venture ultimate when it came out, but obviously a great game from you, a great game from the rest of the Mustangs. Obviously, you see Bada and Retro being able to switch out so seamlessly there. You guys just went to a LAN, got 4th place as the only community college there. So I think you guys have a ton of great momentum right now. How do you look to extend that into the future, into the next, I believe it's 2 games left in the regular season, and then you guys get to the playoffs. So, what does that feel like for you guys as you look to take this momentum into the end game?
We're just going to keep going how we're going. We're moving on a strict bar that when we're playing an NJ, we're confident. We're confident in what we're doing. We're confident we're going to win. We're confident in our ability. That's when stuff like our scrims, that when we have them on Tuesdays, that's when our primary practice comes through, that we feel like that's our experimentation time frame for us to try stuff out, see where our flaws are, and we take that and note it right into the game. And we know that if we do good on our scrims and we play well and we find our errors there and we put that into our games, we're going to walk through this with not a single loss this season.
I mean, seriously, it looked really good here tonight, especially up against a tough opponent that put up some decent numbers on you guys, especially in those first 2 games. Obviously in that 3rd one, they were trying to. They got to that checkpoint with a lot of time left on the clock, and you guys put them in a great hold there. So, end off stream here. Any shout-outs that you got to give?
I have one individual shout-out who's watching right now. It's my girlfriend. She watches every stream.
sorry. The director of esports off to our right just started jumping up and down with that, and I just couldn't get to myself.
Yeah, just a shout out to her. I appreciate her so much for watching all my games. It means everything for me that she would sit, even if it's just for half an hour, for her to watch. And she's even watching the interview right now. So just...
I'm sure she'll appreciate that shout out so much. That is going to do it for game 1 here tonight. Join us back in 4 minutes for our Valorant game up against the Red Hawks. We're going to end stream really quickly so I can reset up, reevaluate stream, and then we'll be right back with our 2nd game of the night. For those of you that are watching Overwatch and just watching Overwatch, watch a little bit of Valorant. But also, if this is the end of your night, have yourselves a wonderful night. We'll hope to see you guys in the next one. But until then, I'm Corrupted. Have yourselves a wonderful evening.